Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Family's Residence. Now I am in a duo swift. I want to let you guys know that at the start of the trial. Now all four of us started together, so the best thing we could all do is divide and conquer. This is a solo queue game. Like I said, I'm with one teammate. The other two guys are solo queue, and it looks like they're all stacking on a generator. Now that is good for blood points, but in reality that is a bad call. You want to have pressure on both sides of the board as quickly as possible. There's a doctor. The bad news is he's already seen me, and so I got him to lock it to counter his static blast, so I wouldn't get affected with tier 1 madness. Alright, now we can see he's coming down after me. I'm going to take him to the shack and we'll see where we go from here. He's got range add-ons, that's noted. I don't want to loop him at the shack, honestly. I want to go right through and take him away a little bit. It's a very strong loop. I want to utilize it later. Sounds like he's still pretty far away, thinking I'm going to try and run him around it. Yeah, he's still following. He's pretty far back, though. I'm going to work on that. That gen actually looks like it's in a really good spot based on the jungle gyms around it. So I'm going to work on this generator over here. The bad news is there's no pallet. There's no window. If the killer comes over here, I have to sidestep him. That's going to be the only play to outplay him. And there's not a lot to hide over here as well, but that is okay. Everybody in the corner of the map got one generator done. The good news about that is there's a 3-gen strat on that side of the map, and the fact is the killer doesn't have corrupt intervention because we saw where the killer spawned. Therefore, we just broke a 3-gen on the opposite side, and I'm going to apply pressure back over here. 2 gens in 2 different corners being completed. In a perfect world, I would have done a generator in the middle of the map. I had the killer on me for a couple of seconds, and I let go of the chase when it didn't favor me at all. Didn't get hit, he never got any pressure on me. You're going to notice I also have Kindred. Excuse me, I found in Kindred helps a lot in solo queue. Just the information it provides is massive. Solo queue, a lot of people tend to be running in for hook saves because it gives easy blood points, as opposed to applying pressure to generators, which is what matters in terms of winning the trial. So Kindred will come into effect, and it will be the sole decider in what I do with my teammates. If my teammates are running for a save, I do gens. If my teammates are doing gens, I go for the save. These things are going to be very important. I'm going to let go of the gen to see if he has ruin. He doesn't have ruin, which is good for us to know. I'm going to just keep pumping through the generator. I also have adrenaline for the end of the trial. I have borrowed time to assist a teammate, and I also have dead hard as well if I need to recover from a mistake. This gen is done, so we're going to go right back through the center. I'm leaving that generator in the corner near the shack. I find that to be in a very phenomenal location for survivors. Very strong jungle gym, very strong loop. I don't want to have to use that stuff early. I'd rather keep it for the late game. I see another gen there. That is the next gen I'm going to run to after I do this one. Very small, unsafe loop against a doctor. I have to be very careful when I try and run it. I know he has range add-ons, but range add-ons come with a cost as a doctor. If you're going to be running something to enhance your range, it also enhances how long it takes for you to charge the shock. Now, knowing these kind of things, that I can take a longer jungle gym around the side and play around it. Now, he's got him down near the shack. Remember, that is a very strong loop. The thing is, I didn't actually check if the basement was there, and I should have checked it. Looks like it's not based on how the doctor moved after he picked that player up. Should be hooking him to the right. I might be incorrect here. He hooked him to the right, which is good. Information through Kindred. 1 person on a gen, 2 person on a gen, 3 person on a gen. Forcing that one off a generator. I'm going to stick to this. I'm hoping this guy does the exact same thing. Sticks to his gen. Based on how she responds and what I physically see over here, I will run for a save. He got off his generator, which he shouldn't have. He should have stuck onto that generator. She's running in for the save. Think of the time that is currently being wasted, a travel distance from my ally. This is because he doesn't have Kindred. Now, I'm going to complete this gen. I hope he actually comes in and finishes it. If he comes in and finishes it, I can run in for a borrowed time save. Now, if you don't know the numbers, here's some light information. When somebody is on the hook for the first time, the timer it's going to take him is going to be 60 seconds to hit struggle. Now, based on that, it's going to take 60 seconds from struggle to die. If that other guy stuck on his generator and completed it, I would have been able to run straight across to this other lady's generator and finish that and look for an adrenaline play for the final player. Unfortunately, there are still 2 gens left. I don't know how close this guy's gen is to being done, but I do know the killer doesn't have ruin, hence I got off the generator earlier. So this just goes to show you, if you're struggling in solo queue and you don't understand what is happening, or even if you're very experienced, the information provided from Kindred is phenomenal, and I think a lot of people undermine how strong it is under every single circumstance available in the game. Just the information you get when somebody is hooked. You know where all your teammates are, you know where the killer is if they're near the hook. Like right now I can see one person doing a gen, I can see static blast about to happen, and I'm going to finish this generator. I'm in the safe spot, I'm away from the action, he's injured, but if he had Kindred, he'd be able to see the doctor has no interest in him and stick back to working on the gen. Based on the fact he's in Madness 3, he has to play around that. This guy's spinning in front of the hook. Looks like he's going to be trying to loop the shack for the shack window. That is going to be an interesting play. The good news is adrenaline is coming. The bad news is I'm not going to be able to run over there and take an adrenaline BT save. I can't actually tell what is happening from how far away I am. Perfect timing synchronization of 2 gens. Because I'm on full health, I'm going to come in for the save. I haven't powered either door. These guys don't have Kindred. I can only see what's happening because I have Kindred. They can't see it unless they had the perk too. He's chasing an injured player. I can take the hit if I need to. He looks like he's okay. Big lunge miss from Doc. He's going to get the save. I'm fine with that. No, he's not. I'm going to come in for the save now then. I set that crow off. Is he paying attention? Out of position. I'm going to take a hit doing this. She's got leader. I'm going... Oh, I tried to go through her and try and force her to take a hit through borrowed time. I am exhausted and I don't have Iron Will either. They did use the pallet getting the first hook save, which is bad. He's chasing that same player off hook, and now they took a hit from BT. Very bad commitment from the doctor. We got this guy up. We should stay, heal, because it looks like the doctor's committing to the chase after him. We're both going to get healed. My other teammate is most likely powering one of the exit gates, probably the one on the right-hand corner. I'll get healed by Steve. We'll do the same thing. Now, based on the fact that I borrowed time, unfortunately, that guy DC'd when he went down. Not sure why. He wasn't on death hook. We were able to come in and save him again with borrowed time. But that's going to be okay. I'm going to have my dead hard back. Now, the fact that my teammate opened a door makes me really feel that he was on the door on the right-hand side and he heard the killer's heartbeat coming because he is currently injured. Therefore, he would open the door. I'm going to run in and see if I can find the Nia's corpse and take, if she has an item, borrow it, recycle it, reutilize it. Keeping in mind the doctor can static blast and find my location. I didn't know exactly where she went down, but I'm pretty sure it's over here. She was wearing a bright red shirt, so she shouldn't be too difficult to find. I'm trying to hope she went near the pallet. Speaking of which, we're probably going to just take this and see where we go from here. I think our friend has the exact same ID here. Alright. We're going to animation cancel the chest by pressing Shift W left click. Pretty sure she went down over here somewhere. Detective Goose is on the case. I'm not sure. I wasn't 100% paying attention. But that's okay. I feel like I'm playing Escape from Tarkov. Alright, we're gonna just leave off this, guys. We're halfway through the endgame collapse. If that bar at the top of the screen hits empty, I will die. And I need to make sure I'm going to the right door. You see that crow respawning in? Crows take 15 seconds to despawn. Well, 20 seconds, sorry. After 20 seconds have passed, the crow will respawn. You can use that as tracking as a killer. I was incorrect on what door I assume my teammate had opened. And that is okay, because Steve is going to get to leave, and we're all going to get to run into the sunset together, apart from our Nia friend. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational, informative rank 1 game as Survivor. If you're... It's not rank 1, it's rank 3, sorry, I'm in the red ranks. If you guys are struggling at what gens to work on, Kindred is the MVP perk. It allows you to just be in such a comfortable situation in terms of knowing when to save, knowing when to do a gen, and saving on downtime. Like, see how Steve came through the middle of the map? You would have saved on the time by sticking to the generator, allowing us to an adrenaline play much earlier. Anyways, guys, GG's well played. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more educational, informative Survivor content like this and killer content. I'll see you in the fog in the next trial. Have a good one. Alrighty, guys, and welcome back. We're going to be spawning in an Ironworks of Misery. Now, first thing I want to let you guys know is I am in a 4-man pre-made. We can see all the way down the end that we're going to be versing Lisa. I can tell that hairstyle anywhere. Now, we got 2 people working on a generator, which is going to get done in 47.5 seconds. We know we're going to be versing the Hag, and we're going to be finding out right now if she has Monitor and Abuse. Based on how close she is right now with the heartbeat, we can kind of tell she does have Monitor. See how my teammate responds to that. He's going to take him to the shack, and he's not going to be able to make the window without a hit in the back. Unaware of if that is going to be Sloppy Butcher as well. We can hear the heartbeat. We're on the edge of it as well. And there goes Monitor Abuse. Unfortunately, Dwight looks like he wants to go for a flashlight save, which could turn around and cost us quite a lot of time that we could be applying towards generators. I'm going to come all the way over here. I'm going to wait a second. I don't need to run too fast. It's only 110% movement speed. There's not really much she can do in this situation. Somebody destroyed her trap, therefore she can't teleport to it. Good play by her. Bad positioning by me. I have to just go for it. Good play by her again. She got caught at the fire barrel, which is really, really nice. Okay. Let's go right back in for our generator. She has Ruin regressing it. No, she doesn't. She had to manually regress it. Alright, we got another one here too. We got a really good window alignment against her. This would not be good, but the killer's 110% movement speed. I'm going to take the window on her again. Alright, somebody triggered a trap. Let's go right back over here and see where it is. Unfortunately, this tile is very strong, especially against somebody who can't projectile hit you. And unfortunately, the Hag can't. She needs real good trap placement. The issue for her now is she's applying the trap placement on one side of the board. So if we get the gens done here, she's going to be in trouble for the late game. However, there are 3 people that were here. If you've noticed, there's only 2 now. That's going to hurt her because the other 2 people are going to be MIA, applying pressure somewhere else. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to complete this gen. We're going to run it and try and finish my other allies' generator. I do have access to Dead Hard if I am injured. I also have Iron Will, so I won't make any cries of pain. There goes 3 gens simultaneously based on how long that hag committed to that chase. Unfortunately, she puts her in a really, really poor position. I'm going to go work on this gen. She's got 2 generators left. Alright, now you'll notice the hag always turns and looks straight towards a player. The closest player that triggered the trap as well. So therefore, good hags will be able to teleport quick and they won't even look, they'll just lunge and they'll be able to hit you off of that based on the fact that you're going to have to use Dead Hard or Sprint Burst to be able to get the right distance away. And if they're really quick with the teleports, remember it's a 40-meter range, you can be in a little bit of trouble against a very experienced hag. Unfortunately, if you're stacking on your traps like this hag is and people are working in different areas, you're going to be in trouble. I did see her. I know I got a pallet to my right. I'm going to just give it to her. The game's pretty much over. There's no point in me trying to preserve the pallet. While she's in the middle of addressing the generator, we'll trigger that. Just because I know she was stuck in animation. She's putting another one down. Think of how much time she's spending here. I don't need to go far. I got such a strong loop here. Unless she has prep already, she's in trouble to try and run this. Rather than double back and second guess myself, we'll take spacing away. We'll just cycle between both of these, rather than taking any risks. Let's see how she plays that. Yet again, we're just going to go further and further away. We're all the way down by the shack now. Think of how far back she is. If she doesn't have any prep, she's in trouble. What does she think all my teammates are currently doing right now? Crow respawned in the middle of the map. Noted. She's chasing me too. Another pallet to my right-hand side. The hag is pretty short, so she does have a lower field of view. She also has 110% movement speed. Somebody completed the generator in the corner. She's running around. She must be going back. No, she might have lost me. She might be looking for a no-ed play on the final survivor, or one survivor. I'm going to take a hit in the back here, so I need to take spacing on this. I couldn't do it in time. That's okay. I'm going to hide from her rather than run from her. I set the crows off, so she might have heard that. Somebody triggered a trap and she's gone. She got 1 hit on me. I gave her no pallets then. I gave her 1 earlier on in the chase. At the same time, we've got multiple people working on different generators. Puts her in a really, really awkward situation. We've got a gen down here. Check out if the teammate is injured. Do you see blood on the ground? You don't. Therefore, I trust in my teammates to be able to body block a hit from the killer for me. I'll make sure I try and funnel that way. And I also have Dead Hard, which will be available for me to recover from a mistake. However, it looks like the hag is committing to another chase. Therefore, it is going to hurt her towards the end of the game. We're going to Adrenahard. There we go. We're going to open this door. We're going to prep it at 99 and we'll see where we go. If she doesn't have no-ed, she's in a really sticky spot. But if she does have no-ed, she can make a pretty strong comeback from this. So we have to be very, very careful. The fact is, I'm near an exit gate and I won't make that pallet if she has no-ed. My door's prepped. I'm not going to bother walking to get Dead Hard back because I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get a chance to use it. Dwight behind us, we can hear the heavy breathing. Let's go straight towards this door and see what happens from there. Dwight having a flashlight came in a lot of handy this game as well. Both doors are fully prepped. Looks like the hag, that's not the hag, that is going to be my teammate. Looks like that's going to be game over. This just goes to show you, as a killer that's all about prep and applying pressure through that, you really have to be careful with your time management or you're going to get split pressured on gens. Corrupt Intervention is going to help you. Ruin and Surveillance, I guess, is a combo that some people run. Some run Sloppy Butcher, some run Surge, Pop, Save the Best for Last. There's a lot of good choices for the hag, but time management is probably going to be the hardest thing to master if you do decide to play her. Anyways, guys, GG's well played. If you're watching this one over at YouTube, this is an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game. Not a lot of action in this game, but hopefully there is going to be a little bit of information that you guys can learn from in that game as well. If you guys want to help support the channel, like I said, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am in a 4-man pre-made, and I'll see you guys in the fog in the next stream. Have a good one. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be spawning in on Rancid. Now I want to let you guys know at the start of the video that I am in a 3-man pre-made, including myself and the one solo queue gamer, believe it or not, is the Nia to my right hand side in this lovely bright red shirt. Now stacking on this gen is going to get it done really quick, however we have an Oni coming towards us. The issue here is we cannot afford to take a free hit from him. He would have seen that. Oh, I'm going to leave off that. That way I can utilize the shack if I need to. You have to be very careful. If you give Oni a free hit and he starts building his ability, he can snowball the entire game off one hit. So you got to be very careful of when you decide to give him the freebies. Now the good news is he doesn't have Ruin. The bad news is he's probably running the Oni meta build, and you might be wondering what that is. That's going to be Modern Abuse, that's going to be Barbecue and Chili, Pop Goes the Weasel, and Infectious Fright. Alternatively, you might be looking at Tinkerer rather than Modern Abuse, but generally a lot of Onis will stick to the Oni meta. Now what do we know? We got that one teammate. He left chase. The killer's already lost a gen. I think that would have been 2 people on that. I'm not 100% sure based on how long the trial's been started. But we're going to pump through this. The good news is they're both on opposite ends of the board. That tells us what? That tells us this Oni does not have Corrupt Intervention. That's good. He doesn't have Ruin. So then that helps me feel more inclined to the first build that I said with Monitor Pop, Barbecue, etc. She's going to be showing off those flash moonwalking skills. Wonderful news, beautiful. Alright, we're going to get this gen done. We're going to go look at trying to do something in the middle of the map. Somebody has already been hit. That's not bad for 2 gens. Think of it as Michael Myers getting out of stage 1 for 2 gens. Now they're going to be leaving a constant trail of blood. Based on the fact she went left, I'm going to go right. I can see where he's looping the Oni. Let's apply pressure towards this generator. We have 2 teammates unaccounted for. Technically 1 because we know where Nia is and she just finished a gen. Now what does Oni do after all this information provided? He's going to utilize a window because he forced Oni to run it in the wrong direction. You have to be very careful of movement like that. It'll turn around and bite you in the bottom. A survivor will generally want you to know what direction they're running, and when they do that, they try and make themselves look silly, so you run the wrong way because you run the shortest way, so then they can utilize windows and vaults, etc. It's a common strategy you'll see a lot of survivors do, including myself. Alright. Looks like he's committing to this chase, but have you noticed what he's not doing? He's not grabbing blood. He should be lifting his hand up periodically every couple of seconds to absorb the blood from the survivor. She's leaving a trail. There you go. He lifted it up then, I think. I think he did. So he needs to keep absorbing this blood, because if he doesn't get his ability, now you might be wondering what his ability does. He will do a large scream. He will lift the hammer off of his back, and he will use that as a weapon. And basically what that'll allow him to do, he's going to have Pop Goes the Weasel, so let's let him hook right now. Let's hope he comes to the right here. That's Kindred. Let's get this save. There goes Pop. No brutal strength on that either. We'll take the fast vault. See how he responds. He's chasing the same guy, which is good. He didn't have Pop Goes the Weasel. I'm not 100% sure on this guy's build. I think it's a little bit interesting knowing he had nothing to stall the game. He might be going for an Adept Oni kind of game. My teammate's got a really strong jungle gym. If she needs to run to me to take a hit, I will. But she can still utilize a pallet. I did hook save her, so if she does have Dead Hard, it will be an option right now. That's bad. He's got his ability. Now he's going to be running at 195% movement speed with a multi-hit instant down dash with no penalty towards collision. Oni is a very scary individual. I have to be careful because this massive hammer... Alright, he was going to do an incredible lunge. There you go. He really stuffed that up. You've got to be careful because he can do an insane turn as well. And he could pop right back out and apply the pressure to me. Took a hit and gave him the pallet, but might have decisive strike. Killer's breaking the pallet on that second hit. I'm in trouble here. I don't know if I'll be able to curve the corner in time. I will. Can he flick? He could not flick then. That was good. Looking for another demon dash. Now, Oni can hit these hits. He can't afford to leave because this gen is nearly done, but he wants to get another instant down. He has that for 45 seconds. They completed another gen. That just goes to show you survivors working in different areas and how important time management is as a killer. If you overcommit to your chases, this could actually happen to you. You can hear another survivor coming in. We're only going to have time to heal him once. Let's let him get to a better position. Notice we're both running behind him, so we're both available to take a hit if we need to. Looks like we're actually okay here. He has to be careful. He has a pallet over here if he needs to. I'm going to walk in front now at an angle where I can block him. There we go. And let's see what happens towards this door. He doesn't need to worry about taking a hit for me. I haven't been hooked. Door's been prepped as well. I wouldn't mind a heal from my allies so I can get back into the fray, but at the same time, this Oni will probably have his enrage ability by my other teammate taking a hit. Every time Oni hits a survivor on full health, he gets 45% of his rage, so keep this kind of thing in mind. We might get punished here in the... No, we're okay. We've got plenty of room, and we managed to make it out as well. It was pretty interesting to see him decide to change directions then, but we managed to make it just in time as well. So let's have a look at how this trial ends. This is a very fast game. I did stay away from the killer. I applied pressure, but like I said before, this is why it's so important to be careful of your time management and not overcommitting to certain chases. This player can get outweighted by Oni. That's all he has to do right now, is just outweight him. So this player needs to use line of sight by blocking the killer. This player does have self-care alongside body knowledge with a med kit too, so they are going to be able to heal faster. He has to be careful. He doesn't have dead hard. It's a bit of an interesting build. So how will this trial end? We're about to find out. He needs to wait for Oni to double back on himself like that, and needs to run straight towards the shack when he doesn't, or break line of sight. Because right now he's not breaking line of sight, and all Oni's doing is waiting for that timer at the top of the screen, referred to as the endgame collapse. Notice how he's going a lot later on his delayed hits now. My teammate's waving at him, telling him he can take the hit for him if he needs to. You want to know the play here? If my teammate runs straight to him and starts healing him on this side of the pallet, Oni needs to lunge and hit the closest target. And if that happens, they can both run for the door. However, he has his ability in rage now, and unfortunately we missed the action there with the other guy taking the hit for him. So all they need to do is just sandbag. This guy has to be very careful because Oni has his enrage. He should activate it straight away. He already did. Has to be very careful because he's out of time. I don't think Oni's going to go far. He might break the pallet and then come back. Looks like he is going to the other end of the map. Anyways, that's going to be an educational, informative, rank 1 survivor game. A lot of gens got done really quickly that game, but like I said before, it just shows you how important time management is. It was a rank 2 game because I actually de-pipped. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more educational, informative Dead by Daylight survivor and killer content like this. If you guys want to learn a little bit more firsthand, feel free to pop into the live streams I do over at Twitch. I stream DVD 5 days a week. Anyways, guys, that is all, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one. Alright guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Mother's Dwelling. Now I have an ally to my left hand side. I want to let you guys know at the start of the trial I am in a 3-man pre-made, and we're going to be versing an Oni as we can currently hear. Looks like it's going to be the Minotaur Oni as well. Somebody working on that generator. That is going to be a Jane. I'm going to search the chest here. We got double hill right beside each other. It can be devastating with balance. Without balance, it's just, you know, in the way a little bit. That being said, that means we're looking at smooth sailing on the other side of the board where there won't be much terrain. Could work on the generator upstairs. I think it's kind of safe against Oni. The fact that he hasn't hit anyone is good. You don't want to let Oni build up his ability. If you don't know who Oni is, he basically, when he hits a survivor with his sword, he starts forcing them to drop blood, and he also gets 45% of his ability. When his ability hits 100%, he's going to be able to activate it. He'll do a large scream. He'll put his sword away, pull a very large hammer out from his back. He'll also be able to run at 195% movement speed, as opposed to 115. He will have a multi-hit instant down dash, which has no penalty towards collision, and up to a 90-degree angle arc, which can be phenomenally devastating to try and verse. So Oni can be very strong when he gets his blood. You're going to have a sound indicator when he powers up, or when he can activate his power up. He'll also be holding his hand out, and the blood will be glowing in his hand. We're going to hear it very soon. If he hits an already injured survivor, he does not get a massive bonus towards his ability, but he can pick up the blood that they left on the ground. If we look at the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you're going to notice there's a perk called Minotaur, which will be the red perk, the group of skulls. That is a debuff on us for every injured player. Knowing that he's running that, I'm going under the assumption he's going to be running Sloppy Butcher as well, to keep the consistency of multiple people bleeding. That way he can get his ability more often, and Thanatophobia. That being said, if he's running that, what is he sacrificing? Does he not have Infectious Fright? Does he not have Pop Goes the Weasel? Barbecue? Modern Abuse? Tinkerer? We're not 100% sure on what his other perks are right now, but as the game goes on, we'll try and make the appropriate call-outs. My gen is nearly done. That sound indicator there, the drum, was the fact that now Oni can use his ability. You're going to know when he does, because he's going to let out a really loud scream, and he'll have his ability for 45 seconds. I will not be able to make struggle because of how far I am. Unfortunately, she will hit struggle. Looks like a teammate beat me there. That is phenomenal. Somebody was originally working on this safe gen upstairs. That there. We're going to be able to see, you can see him glowing red as well. But right now, he becomes a very devastating weapon. You have to be very careful against Oni because it can be a real pain to verse. I don't want to use the toolbox. Here he comes right now, right up the staircase. Gonna drop down. I'm gonna go up here. Keeping in mind, he can do incredible curves, but he can't really, he's after me. We can hear him stomping around. He can't really turn too well with his ability. If I force him out of position, like fast vaulting that window like I was waiting for. Notice how I blocked his line of sight first. very important. He can drop down here if he wants to. The good news is he's still chasing me, and he hasn't used his demon dash yet. I'm waiting for it. Still no demon dash. That will allow him to run at 195% movement speed. You're out of time, Monty. There's his demon dash. Up the stairs, I'll take the window. Puts him in a bad spot. See what's happening now. He ran out of his ability. He needed to demon dash a lot earlier than that. There is no penalty for using demon dash as many times as you can. I think he's coming back up. So we're going to go all the way back around. The gen is nearly done, and if Oni wants to float around here with me the entire game, that'll be good. He's chasing my ally. That gives me a good window to try and complete the generator. He does not have his ability because he just used it all, so he needs to hit somebody and cause them to bleed before he can actually build it up again. That was a good movement by him. Bad movement by me, but I can maybe make the window. I was successful in the window. Unfortunately, there's two of us. He's going to have to use the pallet or he's taking a hit. Very well played, but now he ran into the killer's loving embrace. Still no hit. Oh, man. Oh, no. Help. Okay, I stuffed that up because I was so confident that he could make that window, but he didn't want to play it. He played that very smooth, but now he took a hit in the back. I think he was a little confused too. I shouldn't have been there. I soft sandbagged my teammate by accident, but that is okay. Let's keep working on this generator. We got another generator that's going to be done real soon. He didn't get his ability for that. The good news is I'm going to 99 this, and that way he's going to come towards me. And when he does, I'll complete the gen, and then I'll run, and we'll see how he responds from there. He always... Unfortunately, I mistimed that. I was going to say he always checks the left-hand side, so I was going to step to the right. I know he can see me. This is really good if he decides to chase me, because he doesn't have enough blood to activate his ability. He's breaking the pallet. I'm going to just wait here for him. I don't need to go too far. I'm going to save my ally. 2 people unaccounted for. 1 person's in my Swift. The other person is not. We have a gen that we can work on straight away here as well. I still have majority of the toolbox. Sounds like Oni is coming straight back. If I force him to hit my ally, he'll get no additional blood. If he hits me, he'll get additional blood. So I need him to hit my ally now. That's adrenaline. Unfortunately, my teammate didn't have adren, but he didn't get any blood out of that. If he got the hit on me, he would have. We're currently waiting to see what's happening here. Teammates looking at going for a cheeky mend. He can make a fast vault on that window if he plays his cards right and comes around the long way. Looks like he's being a little cheeky with his movement. Gave him the pallet. I'm on the door. Puppy's getting quieter. He's fading. Alright, I was going to run around the back end. That way I could guarantee the fast fall onto that window as well. Because I could come in with a sidestep and bait the window, or I could take the window. So there was a few different ways I could run the jungle gym. It's better on the opposite side, of course. And all the killer needs to do is hide their light and moonwalk. He's only got 1 stack of Thanatophobia. My door's fully prepped. I wasn't paying attention to where the other door was, so I'm not going to be able to run towards it and make the most of my time. Remember, if I take a sandbag hit for my ally, I'm giving this killer part of his ability. And if I give it to him, that's going to be really bad for us. We can hear the lullaby. We can hear the heartbeat. He's over here. That's a full health player. Now he's enraged. Now he can activate that, and he'll be in a really good spot. He's saving it for when he downs this gamer. That way he can put him on the hook, wait for somebody to save, then activate his ability. That is why he did this play. But he forgot to take into account toolboxes, ladies and gentlemen. If he activates it now, I think he's trying to force that guy to open the door. He's going to get hit in the back for that window. It's unfortunate. I'm waiting at a hook here. I think he'll come for this one. I was wrong. I've left a lot of scratch marks here. Now that needs to be a BT body block from my ally, and unfortunately he didn't take the body block hit. And he's going to get punished. The killer picked him up. That's good, because that means the killer doesn't have his ability now. I should be able to make this before he can get to it. Get a dead hard for it as well. He's got his ability, but he can't hook him right now. I dead harded for distance then, which I think was a really good play. He hasn't hooked me, so he's probably looking for his barbecue. He went back. Hooks are only broken for 30 seconds. That hook just respawned. Have to be careful here. Looking for a head-on play in the locker. That could be phenomenal if you do it right. I need my dead hard, or I need something to help here. I'm leaving a constant trail of blood, which is going to help Oni. Waiting for the toolbox opportunity to savo this hook, and for my teammate to recover from the ground. That's him up. I have to play pallet now. Good head-on stun. Not enough to save this guy. Be careful. You don't want to trade with him. He dead-hearted past him. Killer was greedy then, or the killer could have played around that. Alright, if we stack, we group, we heal, we can take hits, so... I don't know why Jane played locker, and she spun, and it worked. I don't want to heal right now, because Jane's about to go down. She managed to make the vault on the pallet. Here we go. I want to get this in time. He's not coming for it. No point in us using it. It's going to a completely different hook. It was a good strategy from Oni. He's eliminated, which is bad. They've gone to that door. I'm pretty sure the other door's over here. There wasn't much we could do to save that guy. Unfortunately, he didn't crawl in between a pallet. We tried our best. We have Oni coming in now. I have to time my dead hard perfectly. Like that. Just so he misses that incredible demon dash that he does have. Anyways, guys, GG's well played. That's been an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game. I wasn't a 3-man pre-made. There was 1 solo queue game of that game. If you guys enjoyed it, that also being said, if you learned something or you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, DVD killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live stream, if you think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, that's all for the video, and I will see you in the fog in the next trial. Have a good one. Alright guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Disturbed Ward. Now I can hear a teammate behind me still, so I know that we have spawned together. However, Disturbed Ward is a very fun map for both Killer and Survivor. It can always be a really great experience. We've got a Mist offering played by Killer, and it looks like we're going to be versing a Hag, as we can see over here. She isn't going to be Prestige, she isn't going to be running Modern Abuse, and let's see what she's able to do. So let's cuddle this and see. Looks like she's placing a trap at the shack. I'm going to have to play window here. I'm gonna wait a second. Alright, and we're gonna just dip for distance away from the shack. She's only 110% movement speed, so there's not too much of a threat here. I got a pretty good window coming up on my right hand side I'll be able to make because she's so slow. Yeah, it looks like she doesn't care or she's already gonna leave chase. I'm just gonna wait for her. Remember, she is very slow, and when she gets Bloodlust, she's the movement speed of a trapper. I see that. She doubled back, so I'm going to take myself all the way over to the shack. Think how much time she's spending over here. She's looking around there for me. I could trigger this doorway one. It's going to be a little risky. I might take a hit. Alright, doesn't look like she was prepared for it. Let's see what she decides. Oh, there you go. Now she's ready. We're going to go around this again. Let's see what she does if she decides to vault. She trapped the windows, so depending on what she does, I'm going to go elsewhere. We're going to turn right here, and we're going to take her to a different jungle gym she hasn't been to, and she has no pressure on. Think of what my teammates are doing right now. They're all going to be popping through gems. You see that window on my right? I'm going to medium vault it into a fast vault. She was quick, but not quick enough. I could go for the vault there if I wanted to. See what she does. She's out of position again. She's to my left. I got all these pallets, and I can slowly walk her through the board. Think how much time this is going to be taking up. She must have spawned here and then ran right across to me. There was no reason she would have had a trap there either. Alright, what do we know? I saw one of my teammates in the open. 2 gens have been done. I gave her no pallets. Somebody has now been hit. It just goes to show you how painful it can be to be the Hag. If you want to chase and catch somebody, you have to be really quick with your teleports. You need to be prepping in places that are hot zones, not necessarily always at jungle gyms, but in open areas people will track past. If you also take note of my build on the right hand side, you'll notice I have Unbreakable on it rather than Iron Will, in case we are left on the ground or we get down in between a pallet that we didn't pull down, so we can pick up through there. So the question right now is, where is the killer and what is she doing? The teammate to my left is the injured player. The other 3 players are MIA. Well, other 2 players are MIA. I'm stacking with this teammate on a gen. We're going to get it done in 47.5 seconds. Don't know where the killer is. All I know is it's a beautiful night, isn't it? All I know is we're going to just stack on the gen, we're getting it done, depending on what she wants. If she stands stationary, I know she wants to heal. If she doesn't, I'm running for another gen. Another player's been hit, so I think we have a small window to heal. I kind of want to know if the killer has Sloppy Butcher. Notice how there's no penalty towards healing. There'd be 2 little red arrows telling you that you're getting a penalty. I'm not getting a penalty, therefore we're going to be able to heal at an appropriate rate. Once this heal is done, the best thing we could probably do is split up. Knowing that the killer is chasing one person and the other person is on full health, highly likely that person on full health just got hit, never mind, was applying pressure towards an objective away from the killer. That way grouping for the final gen wouldn't have been the worst idea, but it isn't a final gen because there are 2 gens left. Anyways, we could search this chest, already been done, apply pressure to the middle of the map. What I'm currently staring at right now, at the top of the generator, are referred to as pistons. Each piston roughly represents 22% of what is completed on a generator when it is fully chugging at the quickest speed possible. So you'll notice when one piston is fully chugging, the second piston will start moving, and that is your indicator roughly. So when all 4 of these pistons are moving, it means we are probably 88% of the generator through, and it will take approximately 80 seconds from start to finish to completing a generator. If you look at the bar, we almost look like we're about 1/3 of the way. If I were being successful landing my grades, I'd get 1% faster generator work, therefore 1% of 80 is 0.8, so I'd be knocking off just shy of a second every time I land a grade. If you run stakeout, you can knock off to 1.6 seconds per grade that you land. Also keeping in mind resilience or a toolbox can also give you a bonus towards working on objectives. If more than one person is stacking on a generator, you will, however, receive something referred to as diminishing returns. Diminishing returns is going to give you a penalty for grouping up that can be counted through Prove Thyself. Now, I haven't heard a heartbeat. I'm looking at the bottom left-hand side. I see I have an obsession on my team, not in chase of the killer. The only other person that is injured that could be in chase of the killer, we can actually see on the screen right now, the other person is Maya and originally ran towards a generator. I'm going to complete the gen. I'm going to check that chest to see if there's anything available still in it, and then I'm going to make a decision from there. That's going to be adrenaline. I'm taking note of where the other door is when I'm falling, and it looks like the hag's in a really awkward situation. I'm going to go to the door further away from that gen because I know my teammate's going to be working on it. Because it's a hag, commonly we're going to be looking at something like Noed. You will see a lot of hags run it. Realistically, the meta hag build you'll see will either be Corrupt or Ruin at their own leisure. Then it will be Sloppy, Make Your Choice, or Save the Best for Last at their own leisure. Nurse is Calling, and Pop Goes a Weasel, or sometimes Nurse is Calling and Monitor. I love Surge on the hag. I think it is a phenomenal perk, and not enough people are using it. So if you guys want to give it a go and let me know what it's like, by all means, go right ahead. Now, the news here is that she doesn't have Know It. That's fantastic. I'm miles across the board with the door prepped at 99%. That is his first hook. I have one teammate who is currently injured. I have one teammate who is opening the other door, or prepping the other door. I need to come in, but I would like to, looks like my teammate's a little bit too quick for me, going for that save. There's the hag there. Wow, they were very quick. She can play the pallet if she wants to. I'll open the door, and then I'll try and take a hit. I'm surprised he tried to loop and didn't give her the pallet for free, based on the situation we're currently in. We're going to open this door, because I know my teammate can come running out through here right now if he needs to. Looks like the hag's in a bit of a rocky situation. However, on the way out, I am going to give her 2 hits, just to show good sportsmanship, because I realise how hard the game was for her. And I want to give her props for not DCing, so well done to that, my dear. I'm a little intimidated about running over there and triggering that, especially if I don't have my, so she's looking for a teleport hit. There you go. Alright, beautiful. One more hit, and I am out of here, darling. I'm not going to trigger your trap. The poor thing had a hag daily. Alright guys, that's going to be an educational, informative rank 1 hag game, or survivor game, against a hag for you. When you're playing somebody like the hag or a trapper, somebody that requires time to prep, you're going to be very careful of your time management. I wasn't a 4-man pre-made. It's a rank 2 game technically because I am rank 2. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you learned something, or if you think it's a great game, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, DVD killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch. If you guys want to tune into the live streams, don't hesitate to pop on in. Anyways, guys, I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in Wreckage Shop. Now straight away you're going to notice that we have double blood points on the table, which is going to be great. We're going to pay attention in the bottom left and see if there's an obsession, which there currently is, which will be the lady to my left hand side. That being said, we're going to be versing a Wraith. We can see him in front of us. He's moving at default movement speed while cloaked at 126.5% movement speed. Let's see how he responds to how I'm moving now. I want to be able to see if he has a silent bell, if he has bamboozled, what is going on. Doesn't have bamboozled. How's he going to move here? He's going to sidestep and try and ring his bell there. Don't know what he's doing. He's cloaking. There we go. Alright, let's take this window against him. Let's go all the way back around again. Let's take the window against him again. That way, I'm going to be able to come over here and utilize the shack if I choose to. Put him in a really awkward situation. Have a peek and well done. Good movement by him. He left the chase. I thought he might have waited on the corner and gone for an M1, then he could have got it against me. That is okay. It was probably a good investment for him to decide to leave. Checking the bus to see if the bus is open. The bus is not open. We're listening to the bell. We can also hear he has the Bone Clapper add-on. Now, what does the Bone Clapper add-on do? It allows your bell to be heard from the entire board, but you cannot tell what direction it's coming from. That being said, he did hit a Feng Min, and he is going to get Thanatophobia out on him. It's Thanatophobia tier 1, therefore the effect is near null and void, so it's a bit of a waste of perk. Now let's see how my teammate responds to the killer right now. If I need to run over and take a hit for him, that's exactly what I'll do. That was not a great dead hard play. Unfortunately, they're going to get punished for it. The killer didn't even try and hide his light. I think my teammate was hoping for a light hide, then make a decision off of that. It's unfortunate for him. We got one generator down. We got one person down. We got one hook. We're in a pretty comfortable spot against this Wraith, especially if he decides to chase me. I'm in a pretty comfortable area with all the windows behind me. Let's see what happens here. We can hear the bell. We can hear he didn't cloak. He did kick the gen. Does he have pop? He does have pop. And here he comes. I'm going to walk a little bit. I don't need too much of a lead. Looks like he's... Oh, he is coming this way. I'm going to take a hit in the back. No, he stuffed it up. I'm going to camp it, make it look like I'm going to throw it. Now I'm going to medium vault the window of the shack. I'm going to go right through. That way he can't hit me with a... I made a mistake, so I had to make sure he made one too. Let's come around here. Let's take the vault. See how he responds. I'm in a dead zone here. I can't... Ooh, not good for me. Was able to get away with that. Unfortunately, I'm going to get punished right now, depending on how he moves. A lot of baits had to come into play then as well. Turned out pretty well in our favor. Now, I know he got regression on my gen. The other player has been saved. Looks like my gen has been tapped too, and he's going to be chasing what appears to be a Nia. She used the pallet early, unfortunately. We learned that the killer doesn't have enduring, though. That's good. The God Bust isn't open. I can take him all the way back here if that's what he wants. But I think he's learned his lesson and he doesn't want to come over here and go around these loops at the moment. He doesn't have an endgame build, so his time management is going to have to be very, very good. And if he wants to float around here the entire game, it's going to cost him a lot of time. It's going to cost him a lot of pressure that he actually needs right now, especially being one of the weakest killers in the game. It also depends on what add-ons he has, and we know one of his add-ons at the moment. You can see I'm coming back in. Let's see if he decides to do anything about it. No, she's going to be giving him another pallet. Unfortunately, she's on full health. Therefore, I think preserving these pallets would be quite a really good play right now. He's ringing his bell. I don't know where he went. I saw movement to the left then, and it disappeared. I should be able to make the loop that I have over here. Remember, it does take the Wraith 3 seconds to ring his bell. You can hear he's ringing it. I don't see him. We got two people on the gen. We had another generator completed. Somebody's been hit by the killer, possibly running Decisive Strike based on the fact they are the Obsession. I'm going to go up the hill. I'm going to search the chest, and I'm going to apply pressure to the final gen on the right-hand side down there. Depending on what the killer does right now, time management is going to be very crucial. You got to keep in mind, utilizing pallets in the middle of the map can be very bad for your team, especially if it comes to the late game. Now, it is late game because there's only one gen left. Even though the gens have been done at an incredible rate, it is still classified as late game gameplay right now. I'm going to quickly animation cancel the chest with a Shift W left click to grab the item quicker. I have a toolbox. I'm going to hold on to it. A lot of you might be wondering why I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hold on to it so I can salvo a hook and save a teammate from that kind of gameplay. Now, we do know that he is in the basement. Somebody else took a hit above the basement. I have one teammate who's on MIA. Now, they could be going for the save. I'm going to go for the save because I do not want to save against a killer at the end of the game in the basement. I'd rather do it now. And if I do it now and get this guy out, especially with borrowed time, that's going to be catastrophically good for us. That's going to be BT for it. No, outside of BT rate, I'm going to have to take a hit here. I don't know why she came down into the basement when she was injured. Really looking for that altruism. My other teammate's been hit and forced off something. I think he might be looking for a group heal. Not sure. Comfortable to say my teammate was working on an objective, but did get forced off it, rather than playing towards an objective that I don't know where it currently is. I'm going to play towards doing a generator. I do know where it is. I'm in front of the exit gate. I still have this really strong loop. I haven't utilized the shack pallet, but I have utilized the window a few times right now. I'm in a pretty comfortable spot where I am, and there's not much the Wraith can do. We can hear he's ringing his bell. Now, you might be wondering why the Wraith rings his bell and doesn't actually cloak. When he rings his bell, the red light in front of him fades away and then reappears, so they can use it to hide their light as well if they play it really, really well. It's a hard thing to do, and at the same time, it doesn't give you a massive tactical advantage. Therefore, a lot of people don't even worry about that. They'd rather just moonwalk that little bit of time. So what do we know? The generator's halfway done. I will put the toolbox in here if I get to 85%. I didn't. Looks like he let go of chase on one of those gamers and they went and completed that generator. I did split pressure just in case. Sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry. And I knew the exit gate was here too. Somebody's going to go down, and unfortunately he went down vaulting that window. And you want to know what's beside that window? The basement. Now, based on this kind of thing, knowing how close you were to the end of the game, you kind of want to loop the killer away from the basement, because the killer has no reason to leave the basement, because the end of the game is here. So you could be facing a killer that decides to proxy camp the basement and puts us in a really bad situation. I am exhausted. I should walk a little bit to get my dead hard back, but at the same time, if I could save this guy from being basemented, that'd be really good. She's going for the flashlight blind, and she nailed it. Well done. Very impressive. Other person's already over there. I can't get behind in time. Looks like I'm going to take a hit in the back here anyways. Was unable to spin him, and I ran very poorly, so I'm going to need a helper here. Can I have some help, beautiful? Thank you. Unfortunately, I stuffed my spin up and it almost cost me right then. I would have had to have made a play around something else because I did spin a little bit too far away rather than running for the exit because I was unsure. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game with 1 duo partner and the other 2 solo. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative DVD killer content 5 days a week over at Twitch if you guys want to tune into the live streams. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one. Alright guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning, as we can see, on top of a hill with multiple different survivors around me. This is going to be in a game where I am a 4-man pre-made. We can see my other teammate is over there to the left-hand side. Now, this is a very good map for killer. We're going to have to be very careful. We're not on comms, but like I said, guys, we are in a 4-man pre-made. We got movement over here to the left-hand side. I didn't see who that was before they got behind the tree, and it looks like we're going to be versing a pyramid head. As we can see, it's going to be wearing the prestige outfit. He should just take wide pathing and go to the jungle gym behind him, away from the killer, when the killer is trying to over-prep with his shot. See how the killer's trying to force him through the barbed wire, but he did not want to go through it. In that situation, there's a pallet behind him there, meaning there is a good window to his right-hand side he could have utilized as well. If he goes down this close to the basement this early on, we're going to be in a bit of a pickle. There are multiple people that spend a lot of time on the top of the hill there. We're going to be able to grab that chest and see where we go from here. The killer is going to be relying on Ruin for regression, which is both a beauty and a curse. If we get these gens near the center done, the killer's going to be in a really bad spot because Pyramid Head cannot get around the board at a very quick rate. I do want to keep working towards this. I would have loved to have taken a hit for him. I will, however, run straight towards the basement if I need to stop him from getting him to the basement. I will run over here to make sure the killer cannot force the guy into the basement. You are not getting him in here. I'm not giving him the pallet. I'd rather take a hit. He tried to force it out for free, and you notice how he wanted to come to the basement and get the basement hook this early? It's because the basement's in the middle of the map. I would have taken a hit to guarantee the save if he was going to come through. Working on this gen is going to be very important. We can see the killer is going to be looking at coming over to... Ooh, back towards the hook. My teammate has been seen. He needs to loop him away from this. That way the killer's not getting mass pressure on multiple survivors. He took bad pathing the killer. Let's punish him for it. The other guy will get a hit. However, we will get the save. This player needs to run away. I'm going to drop this Dwight a med kit. And that Dwight can heal up while I apply pressure to a gen that's going to be constantly regressing at 0.6% per second. Unfortunately, my teammate is running past me, so I need to run away here too. That is going to be a BT save. He really greeted towards that as well. That was a really good shot. What do we know then? We just learned that he had double range add-ons. I'm not going to give him a pallet so easy like that. He's going to need to work a little bit harder if he wants it. I'm going to go through the width window on a medium vault, see how he responds. He responded really well. He missed, even though I panicked with my dead hard. That's fine. We're going to go away from the jungle gym, reset his bloodlust entirely, and move him through the board where my allies are going to be able to work on these jungle gyms by themselves, or on these generators and preserve the jungle gyms, I should have said. He just saw me misposition then. I have to be very careful that he doesn't punish me. I'm exhausted. I'm out in the open. I think he's going to come around that corner now. Had to leave that really late. I want to get out of here. I'm not going to be able to loop him successfully at the jungle gym I'm currently at right now. It is a pyramid head. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this early. And I'm going to just try and get him to waste his ability 3 times and then run away. That's 2. He's only got it 2 more times. Keep in mind the pressure we got in the middle of the map right now. The double range add-on just clipped me at the end of the animation. The good news is we're getting the generator done that I wanted to get done. There was a reason I ran him to this side of the board. I ran him away from where my allies were. I dropped the pallet early. I knew my chances of survival were very low based on the fact the killer could see me at the entire time. However, we got a generator done. We got pressure on another generator. Somebody's searching a chest. And we're going to have people going all the way across the board, hopefully working on this objective. Looks like they're going to be plundering an item out of the chest. What is currently going on right now? The killer is looking around, but the killer has no information of what is going on based on the fact he doesn't have barbecue and chili, and he's going to be running a thrilling tremor for his information, and he didn't see the generator in the corner of the map that somebody else is working on, so he's going to get a penalty towards that, even though he was relying on Ruin for his regression as well. Doesn't look like he has Surge or Pop for his other 2 perks, therefore this puts the killer in a very awkward situation with multiple gens popping while he is chasing one survivor at a time, while we are applying pressure in multiple different areas. Therefore he cannot commit to these chases because it's taking more than 15 seconds, and he doesn't have the information right now of being able to know what is happening because Thrilling Tremor is currently on cooldown and he doesn't have barbecue and chili, so I'm going to stack on this generator with Dwight right now while my other teammate goes into the save. So these are things you have to be very careful with when you're playing killer, and your time management. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Why? What are you getting for this? What are the survivors currently doing? Have you injured multiple people? Have you downed one? You're chasing Jeff. Megan's on the hook. What is currently going on? You got to keep in mind that most survivors are going to be stacking on gens if they're in solo queue, but if they're in a pre-made, they generally split up and apply pressure in different areas. Now is a perfect time for Dwight and I to stack on gens based on the fact there are 2 of us. Now there's 3. We should look at trying completing these gens and then going all the way over there. I will pick that med kit up. I'm not interested in healing though. I do have adrenaline and I'm not on death hook. Based on the fact I'm not on death hook, healing right now would be a bit of a waste of time when I can see that generator over there where I'm nodding at that I hope Dwight is going to run towards after this generator is currently completed. Looks like Dwight was looking at the medkit as well. Let's run over here. Let's work on this generator. Let's apply as much pressure as we possibly can. Even though the killer has Ruin, you notice he's not going to be getting any value out of Ruin, and my teammate has actually left me, putting me in a bit of an awkward situation, knowing that I'm currently back where I started, pretty much on the opposite end of the map. However, though, no obsession on the bottom left-hand side. 80 seconds for me to do a generator myself from start to finish. He will apply the pressure over here. That is bad timing for that skill check. Very lucky for the killer to have that. He put him in the cage based on the fact he thought the generator was nearly done over here. That way he can come over and check on it. He didn't have time to pick him up. I'm guessing that's exactly what currently happened there. He's going to check on that gen, and he's going to run right through the board. I have to make a decision here. Where do I want to take him? Obviously, I do want to take him away from my teammate who's currently in desperate need of medical attention. But at the same time, I don't want to put myself in a bad situation. I get a little stuck under the hill there. Let's take him right back through here. Right back to this jungle gem. Now, Pyramid Head can hit me through a lot of this shit, which is really unfortunate, and knowing he has double range add-ons also does hurt me a lot too. Try to get him to bait out the shot, and that's exactly what happened while I sidestepped. Taken through the window. Don't know where he is. There he is right there. I might be getting adrenaline soon. Take wide pathing rather than short pathing, forcing him to a bad spot where he realized that he has to let go of chase because adrenaline should be popping for me very soon. And there is my adrenaline. Unfortunately, he realized a little bit too late what I was currently doing, where I was taking him to, and the fact that he had 3 teammates that were unaccounted for while Pyramid had decided to commit to a chase after me there, putting him in a bad spot. That being said, it's not like he would have been getting a stack of barbecue and chili either, because he has already hooked me, and we know he has Thrilling Tremor rather than barbecue. Now, one of my teammates has been hit. I'm going to get as much pressure as I can onto the door. We're going to be looking at my exhaustion add-on. Hopefully, that's going to be coming halfway back down. Therefore, we're 20 seconds away from being able to dead hard. Based on the fact this guy has double range add-ons on his Pyramid Head, I do want to be able to have access to my exhaustion perk when I need it. We don't know where our other teammates are. We know a lot of these generators have been completed, as we can see in the middle of the map. Therefore, the pallets around here are most likely going to be completed, alongside the chests around here are going to most likely be searched. Pyramid Head can be one of the most difficult killers to save against, especially if he waits with a multi-hit like that. However, he mistimed it. We're going to be able to see. I'm going to run for the door. I'm going to open the door. My teammate should be able to come in a straight line here. I'm going to try and sandbag the killer here. Oh, I really stuffed it up, unfortunately, but my teammate had already made it out. The issue there was I ran too much looking at the killer. I'm going to see that double range add-ons kicking in effect then. We're going to have to leave here because I think he's trying to look for a backflip here, but that is going to be okay. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational, informative rank 1 survivor game against the Pyramid Head with double range add-ons on a killer side of map. It was a 4-man pre-made, like I did say, though. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more educational, informative Dead by Daylight, survivor, and killer content like this. We will be doing much more looping in some of the other videos, so keep that in mind. If you think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't if you want to tune into the live streams over at Twitch as well. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching the video, and I'll see you in the fog in the next trial. Have a good one. Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on Fractured Cowshed. Now straight away I'm going to let you know that I'm in a 3-man pre-made. I'm on a very, very survivor-sided map, and we're going to be versing a Huntress, which is a killer based on field of view and what they can physically see. Therefore it's going to put them at a disadvantage. I'm going to do something called animation cancelling on the chest, and I'm going to be able to grab the item out almost straight away. That's when I press the shift, the W, and the left key in that order. in a very quick amount of time. Right, that's going to allow me to grab an item out without doing the cancel animation. Going to come over here and I'm going to work on this solo person generator. It looks like somebody else has beaten me to it. And I'm going to let Claudette continue to work on that while paying attention to the left. We can hear that's one fully charged hatchet. Then I heard it again. That's two fully charged hatchets. That tells me that this killer is trying to go for hatchet projectiles on somebody. One person's in chase right now. Therefore, that person working on the generator is a solo queue gamer. So one of the other two players is currently with the killer. Hopefully not both. Therefore, one gen's being done. I'm breaking a totem. I'm going to apply pressure to another gen. And then we're going to find out where the killer is and what the killer is currently doing. Working on this generator myself in the middle of the field will take me 80 seconds to do. However, the good news about completing this generator is that it's in the middle of the open, the killer's 110% movement speed, and she can't get around the board at a quick rate. Therefore, this is going to force her around a poor rotation around the skirt of the map. This is going to take her a longer period of time, giving us a bit more of a tactical advantage. It's also going to allow us to use the swinging cows to be able to utilize a much stronger jungle gym against this killer. Yet again, Claudette is more than halfway through her generator. She should be getting completed in the next 10-15 seconds, depending on if she was being bothered by the killer. That should be completed. I will be completing this gen. That was the other teammate who's not with the killer. Therefore, 3 different people on 3 different generators, putting this killer in a very awkward situation. This is yet again, like I always say, when time management comes into the equation. If you are overcommitting to your chase as a killer like this Huntress is, you're going to lose a lot of generators, and this is not how you win a trial of Dead by Daylight. There are a lot of jungle gyms on the map. Survivors have 10,000 chances against a killer, therefore you have to individually manage where you are. For example, she ran to the shack where the shack generator was completed with no pallets utilized around it, while Claudette was working on a gen down there, while I'm working on a generator here. There was no reason for her to go to the shack when the gen is already done. I can see a totem there. I'm taking information. Now the reason everything there was lit up was because one of my teammates is currently using a rainbow map, and they've got track belongings for the allies. So I'm going to come over, I'm going to break it. It's a dull totem. It's not going to matter too much, but we're going to get rid of the killer belongings now. We're in a pretty good spot. 2 gens done. Nobody's been hit. Killer's in chase with a solo queue gamer. We'll see what happens here. I can work on that generator, which will lead to a 3-gen strat, but what do you think right now is currently happening from my allies? If I didn't think any ally was working on a generator right now, I would not complete this generator. Based on the fact that the killer has only hit one person now, I believe that there's going to be pressure on different objectives right now. Based on that alone, I'm going to apply pressure towards this generator and not leave it to prevent a 3-gen strat. 1 generator is completed, like I predicted. I am holding onto my toolbox, you'll notice. I'm thinking that's going to be a better play. I know where both doors are. I saw the door down there. I see the door here. Right now, I'm taking information of any jungle gym or any pallet available that I'm going to have against the killer. I have 1 pallet against her, which is going to be okay. I should have a pallet near that water tank that we can see, that pink water tank as well. We're going to just keep working through this generator and we're going to see where we go from there. The solo queue gamer is still being chased by the killer. I see no lit totems on the rainbow map. They're giving me information for the rest of the trial. I'm going to just keep applying pressure towards this generator right now. We have another teammate coming in, looking at the skies. Good morning, Claudette. We're going to keep working on this gen. That's the person with the rainbow map that we were talking about prior to the current situation we're in. Let's keep working on this generator. Right now, it's almost completed. It's not going to take long. Now we're going to have to hope. That guy managed to lose the killer and get healed. Therefore, the killer has 1 generator left, and the killer hasn't done any hooks. This killer is in a very awkward situation, and I think adrenaline's going to pop before I'm able to run towards the generator that needs to be done. We got 1 to the right, we got 1 there and 1 there. Teammate has been hit. I'm going under the assumption one of these gens is nearly done, so I'm going to run right past that gen that hasn't even been started, and I'm going to check on these 2 here. We can hear the lullaby, we can see the crow respawn and despawn, 20 seconds on a respawn. Keep that in mind. Despawn tells me somebody is here. Looks like the generator is chugging at a pretty decent rate. She's going to see my scratch marks. Not like she did too much about it. Let's see if she has Ruin. She doesn't have Ruin. Now's a perfect opportunity for me to put the toolbox into this generator as well. She manually regressed it. Other player has been healed. I will have access to adrenaline. Claudette was here too. He sees that I've already came in towards it. If I do take a hatchet from the killer, we can also adrenaline away, providing we time it correctly. Got another teammate coming in. Looks like the killer has rotated too far away to check on one of the other generators, and that's put them in a really awkward situation. Like I said before, guys, this is why you have to be very careful, because if a survivor is waiting on a 99 gen like this, and you take a hit on them, or they sidestep, right now I can just take a hatchet from the killer. She has exhaustion add-ons, we're going to go through, we're going to sidestep, and we also have another loop here. Now I know what she's running, that's good, we can use that later on. Good effort on the throw. I have a door over here. She has to get more hatchets as well. Now that makes sense why she was committing to her chases. If she lands an exhaustion add-on, she most likely wants to catch the target and not let them get dead hard back. Now we know. We also know she doesn't have iridescent head. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Claudette's already powering the door. It's not going to take her a long period of time to do that. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to see if I can power one of the other doors as well. In fact, it was over there, wasn't it, past the shack? Remembering now, she's going for those cross maps. I'm going to let her see me here and see what she decides to do. There you go. Just a little bait. I had no intention of dropping it. Just enough for me to be able to get away and have my teammate finish opening the door. That's going to be an educational, informative red rank game against a killer. Now, there was a lot of gens getting done at a quick rate then. This should show you, if anything, why corrupt intervention is important, why split pressure is important, why getting a hit or a pallet in 15 seconds is crucial to your success as killer. If survivors decide to divide and conquer, like the solo queue Claudette was doing as well, if the survivors decide to divide and conquer, it's going to put you in a really awkward situation for your mid to late game. I didn't even think that killer walked away with one hook, even though she had exhaustion add-ons on the Huntress. GG's, guys. Well played. If you're watching over at YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more educational, informative DVD killer and survivor content much like this. You're going to notice I didn't pip because I didn't loot the killer and all I did was gens. If I looped and did gens, I would be walking away with the pip or even one hook save. GG's, guys, and I'll see you in the fog in the next trial. Have a good one. Alrighty, guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in on the coal tower. Now, straight away you're going to notice multiple survivors have spawned on one area of the map. I am actually in a 4-man pre-made this game as well. Listening to the lullaby and the indicator on my right-hand side, we're going to be able to see we are versing a Huntress. Rather than stacking with my other teammate, I'm going to find my own objective and work on this. Now, coal tower is commonly known as one of the most balanced maps in Dead by Daylight. It's small, it's confined, and it can be really good. Now, I do have a really good med kit on, and that is because I forgot to actually take it off, I am afraid. So, I tell you what I'm going to do. In hindsight of not using an item this game, I'm going to drop the med kit and I'm going to give it to Dwight. You are welcome, Dwight. I hope you enjoy the amazing med kit. Alright, now that that's out of the way, 2 people on a generator is going to get it done in 47.5 seconds. If I was on it myself, I'd be getting it done in 80 seconds. There are going to be diminishing returns for multiple people working on it. We've noticed one person's been hit. You should be able to tell by looking at the bottom of the screen that there's going to be nobody who in the game is currently the obsession. Therefore, we're not looking at perks like Save the Best for Last, Dying Light, or Decisive Strike in the game. So the killer can use that to their advantage, knowing that they can pick up a slug from the ground or a survivor in dying state and not get a penalty towards it. Now, that was a really good hatchet. Unfortunately, she was a little bit too far away for that. Not going to be able to get it done yet. Can make the corner. Let's see what she decides to do. She's waiting for the window. Remember, she is only 110% movement speed. She put the hatchet away. We heard it. Unfortunately, that was a big miss as well. She's going to regress the gen, and let's see what she decides to do from that. I'm going to come around here. She's grabbing hatchets. Let's quickly stop that from regressing. That is an Iron Maiden with a reload add-on, making it much quicker for her to reload too. So she's got 2. That's really good for us to know. Play line of sight. I'm going to come back in for my generator. I didn't plan on leaving. She took a hatchet on somebody else. Unfortunately, that person went down straight away in the open from a double hatchet from the Huntress. Let's see what she decides to do. If she picks him up, which she hasn't yet, I know I'm going to be able to finish that generator in time. Going to be able to make the corner. What is she looking at? She's looking at these crazy hatchets. I think she might have one left. Is she going for an M1? Went for the M1. Generator is so close to being done. I am not taking a free hit. Nope. That's why I'm staying back from the window here. She's still got more hatchets as well. This corner is pretty powerful against her. I know she wants me to stop working on the gen, but when she picks up, she's going to lose it. There wasn't much she could do there, even with Pop. Looks like he got stuck in the hill, and because he got stuck in the hill, she's going to let him wiggle off. That just shows really good sportsmanship on the behalf of the Huntress, in case anyone is wondering. You can get vacuumed and stuck under hills in Dead by Daylight at the current moment, but it's going to be patched really soon. Now, that being said, let's keep working on this gen. We got 2 gens done. Both gens were roughly in the center of the board. Unfortunately, one teammate is on the hook. One teammate is injured. It's going to take him 60 seconds to hit struggle. It's going to take me 80 seconds to complete a generator. Heartbeat's getting louder. I think she's coming closer. We can hear a fully charged hatchet. She might be running mono interviews as well. Looking for those crazy hatchet hits. I reckon she'll flick back around and try something here. Looks like she's taking a very interesting gameplay method right now. Is she going to go for the curve hit on me? I'm not 100% sure what she is currently doing. I think I'm going to run in there and I am going to be able to make a play to try and save my ally. He's nowhere near struggle. I have about 15 to 20 seconds left. 2 people doing it. It's going to make it a lot smoother. Teammate just traded with him. That's unfortunate. I did have a small window to be able to come in and save. At the same time, if she has Pop Goes the Weasel, she can come and use that on this generator now. She wouldn't have used it earlier based on the fact the generator was not even started and she was still forced to the hill. Now, the good news is the person that saved did actually have borrowed time. We know we're versing an Iron Maiden Huntress, who's going to be having a reload add-on as well, which is a yellow add-on. Can't think of the name off the top of my head. And her other add-on is MIA. It might be an exhaustion add-on. We'll be able to tell when she hits us with one. We know she's got multiple hatchets. It might even be just additional hatchets as well. We're not 100% sure. We know the gen is nearly done, which is nice. One teammate healed themselves. 2 generators left. I will play towards the killer after this generator is done, based on the fact I am currently on full health, and I haven't been hooked, and I just completed a generator. But it all comes down to how the killer moves, which will help, you know, make my decision a lot easier. If she plays close to the hook, what direction I come in? Do I come in early? Do I wait for a teammate to come in? Does a teammate beat me and go in early? That way I go towards another objective, like one inside the shack, if there's going to be an objective for me to be able to do in here, but there won't be, because it's going to be to the right-hand side. Unfortunately, I was wrong, and it was actually inside the shack, so let's just keep working on this generator here. Currently, all I'm doing is just working through the board, but at the same time, she's committing too long to her chases. She's sitting under the hook. She's waiting for somebody to come in for a save while people are applying pressure elsewhere. That is a common strat that a lot of killers will use, but unfortunately, it just doesn't make the cut when you're versing a 4-man pre-made like what is currently happening in this trial right now. 2 people, like I said before, 47.5 seconds, no formal penalty towards working on this objective right now, apart from this small amount of diminishing returns. We will be getting it done at an incredible rate. Looking to see if she's going to be coming in with the crazy hatchet here. Looks like she's coming to the left-hand side. She's standing in between the pallet. I don't know where she went from there. Going for a hatchet over. I think she might be actually letting this game go based on how many generators she's currently lost. This just goes to show you how important time management is as a killer. If you overcommit too long to a chase, you can lose really good generator positioning, which can turn around and be your demise. Now, will my teammate have adrenaline? I know I do, and I'm about to use it towards one of the doors. Let's see what is currently going on. What do we got? We've got a door on the left, we've got a door on the right. Looks like my teammate did heal with adrenaline while I ran into a wall with adrenaline, so it didn't really help too much. Let's get pressure to this door. Looking over my shoulder, because she can hit me with a hatchet across the map if I'm not being careful. Even though she's currently in chase of somebody else, if there was an obsession, I'd be able to use that information provided to be able to tell me when she's currently in chase and when she is not. Unfortunately, that player has gone down yet again. We're going to be looking to the right and see if we can open a door over here. Somebody else is on that door. I do have borrowed time. I am exhausted. He is only in struggle. The door on the right, when it's prepped, once his stain goes away, we'll be able to make a play. He did not finish that door. It means he's coming in for the save. Therefore, I'm going to go on the door and see how the killer responds to this. I don't see her. There she is. I think she's right in front of the hook. I will 100% open this door. I would like to get dead hard. I have enough time to be able to get this done. Door is open. We don't know how many hatchets she has. She took an early hit on somebody with a hatchet now, though. Savvy to hook. Teammate's coming in hot. Let's do it. I'm going to come in and let her see me run to the right here. See how she responds to it. I can't make this in time. I'm going to take a hit. You hit the guy on the hook. That's perfect. That's going to be an adrenaline play. Took a hit on the wrong person. And now, unfortunately, because of that, it looks like she is going to be out of options. I'm going to run in a straight line looking at my ally, knowing I can take a hit for him if I need to, instead of trying to avoid the Huntress. Unfortunately, the game didn't go the way she wanted it to, but that is okay. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. This has been an educational rank 1 informative game against the Huntress. Yes, like I said before, it was a 4-man pre-made. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll be doing more educational, informative DVD, killer, and survivor content over at Twitch 5 days a week if you guys want to tune into the live streams. Otherwise, if you think you know everything about DVD, you can help me teach the people that don't. Anyways, guys, GG's well played, and I'll see you on the fog in the next video. Alright guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be spawning in, as we can see with the teammate behind us, we're going to be spawning in on Bad Ams. Now we do have 3 teammates around us, including ourselves and 1 person MIA. We're going to be versing a Spirit, and I saw that Crow disappear as well. Therefore, I'll move a little bit away and try and apply pressure towards this generator. Now, in case you guys are wondering, I am in a pre-made, I'm in a duo queue. I'm not in a 4-man or a 3-man. There will be 2 people, including myself, and we are not on comms. That being said, while we work through this generator, we have 2 teammates unaccounted for. No, we're not. They're right there. That's going to be better together. I'm going to come out here and run this way. That way, if this Spirit does choose to chase me, she's going to run away from where my teammates are completing the gen. She didn't chase me, which is unfortunate, and they were forced off the generator. I had the right idea, but unfortunately, she was able to hear it. Therefore, we're going to jump back on this gen. Knowing she doesn't have Hex Ruin, there's no real reason to break totems, even if she did have access to... Devour Hope. Don't worry about it till later on. Looks like she's going to be right with my ally. She's going to be able to see me working on the generator. What does she decide to do, though? Is she going to cut through here? She is. Alright, remember, she's only 110% movement speed, so she's not too fast. I'm going to try and take you away from all this jazz. We don't know if she has Strider. We don't know her build at all. She knows that I'm running her too far away. Ooh, I didn't mean to vault that 3 times. I'm going to listen for running on wooden floorboards. Hear nothing. Let's go right back in. I meant to vault that once and then slow vault back through, but I was still holding shift. He is in chase of my teammate. We're going to come out. We're going to apply pressure towards this. I'm going to run away a little bit. Not far. See, we're going to dull totem in here. Somebody else has been found and hit. Let's apply pressure back towards this generator. The thing is, all of us are stacking in one map. If ever you're in doubt like this, you should look at splitting up and working in different areas. Those 2 guys are running away now. Let's see what the killer decides to do. We can see that gen is originally being worked on. It shows us that Better Together is going to be a Steve perk this game. Good to know. Hopefully they have proved themselves as well. Got movement down there. We have no idea where the other girl ran to, but we know 2 generators are being worked on based on the one that I'm currently on and the one that my ally is on. Based on the proximity of how close these 2 gens are, there is no generator downstairs for us to have to worry about. And if there is, that is a wickedly close 3-gen strat. Alright, once this is done, we run over there. I think his will be nearly done because I'm pretty sure there were 2 people on that earlier. Let's make sure we can complete this generator. The real reason I'm coming over to find out is if he has Prove Thyself. He doesn't have Prove Thyself, he just has Better Together. That's unfortunate. Those 2 perks synergize really well, much like Bond and Prove Thyself. Alright, we're going to go through. We've done 2 gens on one side of the map. We're going to try and apply pressure a little bit further on the other side. Looks like this killer has no commitment issues when it comes to committing to a chase. As we can see, she chased that player for quite a long period of time. We had time to complete 2 generators, and we're on a 3rd right now. 3 people. If we don't chicken out, we can get this gen done in time. Remember, she only moves at 110% movement speed, 2.5 seconds activation time, 176% phasing movement speed for about 4.5 to 5 seconds. So she does have a lot of things against her. She couldn't even phase across the entire board in time. That's going to be unfortunate for her. She lost her generator. That person's in the basement. Now, if this killer wasn't so focused on hooking her in the basement, what would you have noticed? She would have got that hook, and she would have been able to make a play around that. Now, I know that her phase can't cover the entire board, so if she does phase back, I will wait for the hook save. The thing is, if she didn't spend so much time taking her to the basement, that she could have stopped that generator from being completed. Alright, he's getting out, or she's getting out. Nice. Where do we go from here, my dear? You can run to the right and work on the house gen. It's probably the safest option while I work on this objective. This means we have 1 player who's MIA, which will be the Jane. It took a long time for her to hook him, so I think she wanted to take him to the center of the board. That way she can phase back in one go if she needs to. I set the crow off, which is bad. Got a little bit of distance. I should be able to make this window pretty comfortably. She's trying to cut me off. The beautiful thing about Survivor is you can see in 3rd person. Therefore, you can take advantage of that. She could just phase straight to me if she wants to, and there's not much I can do in the spot that I'm in. I think she'll be going back to the hook, though. Oh, she didn't fall for it. That's unfortunate. She has Sloppy Butcher. I'm going to make it look like I'm going to camp it. I had no intention of giving it to her. And if she thinks I'm going to try and... Hello? I didn't even know I had a teammate there. She can phase back and stop this. I can't save him. Strider. She goes straight to the hook. I'm going to take her upstairs. Oh, no, I'm going to take her around through the back. He hit struggle, unfortunately. There's not much I can do in this situation. I can go save this one and hope that Jane's over there. She was over there. That's good. There's no real regression on this generator either. It's nowhere near done, but I can save this guy from the ground. He's crawling to the corner of the map. I'm going to let him just heal himself while I work on a generator. I'm not going to get it done in time while the killer's coming over with Sloppy Butcher. I'm going to just take her right back to the house if she wants to chase me. She doesn't. She wants her. That's fine. Now, I do want to work on a generator that I'm going to be uncontested by the killer, and unfortunately, she made a really good call in hooking that guy in the center of the board. I have a good gut feeling she's got barbecue and chili, so I'm going to get on a locker, hide from her barbecue. I can hear him crying, so I know she has Strider. She probably has a form of regression, therefore Surge or Pop. Didn't see Surge at all the entire game, therefore I'm leaning towards Pop. Back into the basement again. We know this girl wants to play around the basement so much, so we should really punish her for it and do split pressure elsewhere. Let's just jump onto this generator straight away. I will have to come off of this at a given point in time when I hear the phasing. I'm going to be listening for the running downstairs. That's going to be either my make or break. If I hear her running up the staircase, I got to be careful. The more I work on a gen, the louder it will become. The harder it will be to hear her running up the staircase. As a spirit makes a lot of noise when she uses her ability, alongside so does Demogorgon when he's walking around, and Oni as well. I mean, a lot of killers make a lot of noise, but she makes quite a substantial amount of noise. I can't save. I'm injured. My other teammate's on Death Hook, therefore Jane should be the player saving right now. However, Jane is solo queue, therefore I think she might not go for the save. We're not 100% sure. That is going to be Jane working on that gen. She should be able to hear this. Looks like my teammate is going to die in the basement. I could have traded with them. Unfortunately, that is going to be a riveting end for her. Second hook and death. And she hit me right through my dead hard. Even though I timed the button, I pushed it. That's a little bit of latency, as you guys can see. I dead harded because I know I had a pallet to my right-hand side. She was miles away when she lunged as well, so that's very unfortunate. There's our Jane urbaning around, waiting for a save. Alright, let's see what's going to happen right now. Jane's hiding. My gen is kind of being worked on. It's halfway done. If Jane went and worked on my gen, that would be the perfect play based on the killer being distracted with somebody looping around the hook. If Jane decides to save, that would be the wrong call as opposed to completing the objective. But let's see what she decides to do. She had urban evasion. She didn't have sprint burst. I expect the killer to phase right back right now. And I'm going to go work on my generator upstairs. It's very unfortunate that that guy did die second hook. And I probably could have prevented that as well. Alright, let's get straight back onto this gen. More than halfway done. Looks like I said before, she likes to commit to chases. And based on that, that's going to be her losing factor. Because she overcommits. If you can't get a hit or a pallet in generally 15 seconds, you need to think of what everyone's doing. Killer's in a really good spot, even though there's one gen left, because we have one player walking around looking for hook saves. Remember, it is a solo queue game as well. Based on that alone, if we had people working on different gens, she couldn't get pressure and regression from Pop. This killer doesn't even have Pop, so she is holding on by a needle and thread. We're really lucky that she doesn't have Pop Goes the Weasel, or we'd be in a bit of trouble. Might be giving my teammate adrenaline. That's exactly what happened. See if we can come out and apply pressure to this door and then go to the one past the shack. Somebody's already on that door. I guess Jane was just waiting for it. Let's see if we can go all the way to here. If she has Noed, I'm going to be in a bit of a bad position if she downs me. But at the same time, I haven't been hit. Therefore, I have access to Iron Will, essentially with her not having Strider. So making her second guess her movement. He should go straight for the door because of that bad play the Spirit made. But he is going to be playing the, ooh, he should go for the door again. She made a bad call then. The door's over here. I don't know if she has Noed, so I don't want to take an early hit. Don't think she's seen me. She set the crow off. She's running straight over to the door. She spotted me then. I need to go around this. I think my other teammate's going to be working on his door. We got a little bit of time to search this. That door was at 3 pistons, so she went back to the other one. I have a good understanding that I don't think she has Noed at all. Could break the totem. I do have a little bit of time. I'm going to play towards the door. I'm pretty sure he would have opened his door, and this player didn't because they had their door 99. He just took a hit to confirm that she doesn't have Noed. Therefore, this door should be ready to be opened by our friend Jane. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an informative, educational rank 1 survivor game. What you should be looking at doing in a solo queue game. I know it's not necessarily solo queue because I am in a duo queue, but hopefully there was a bit of information that you guys can learn from that video. Anyways, GG's well played. If you're watching this over at YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do educational, informative, Dead by Daylight, killer, and survivor content 5 days a week over at Twitch if you guys want to tune into the live streams. That being said, guys, it was great to have you guys here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one.